want to let you know that we have agendas that are here on the podium, so if you'd like to grab one of those and kind of follow along with you, you're certainly welcome to do so. Tonight is, I always like to remind people as we get our meeting started, tonight is what we call our regular council meeting. So you probably won't see a whole lot of discussion on the items we'll be discussing, as we've discussed much of this in our workshop, which happened 2 weeks ago. So we'll be voting on those items in the workshop this evening. We do have a fairly full agenda, but I think we're going to be able to move along pretty quickly. I'm going to call on Vice Mayor Josh Reynolds and ask him if he would please offer our prayer, and then call him out with stand and salute the flag for our pledge.
Give us a great Father. We just thank you for this day. Thank you for letting us come together, Lord, fellowship. And we just ask you your guidance and your wisdom to help us make the best decisions for this city, Lord.
And if you will, please stand. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, gentlemen, you have the agenda before us, and Jessica sends that out to us. We do have one item that we need to postpone that till our October meeting. If you look at the business, that's item number 5. That's the ordinance for rezoning the multiple parcels requested by Drainage Management. And they are still working on a plan for that, so they've asked if we would please postpone that discussion until the October 20th meeting. Is that right, the 20th? Okay. So with that one change being recommended, I'll take action concerning our agenda.
Have a motion to approve.
Second.
I guess a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries. Thank you. And I meant to mention, thank you for saying that, MJ. We have Councilmember MJ Hall has actually called in. He's still in Sweden visiting family, and so we wish him safe travels home. He'll be traveling home before too long, but we did have MJ on the phone, so thank you for joining us tonight, MJ. The next item on our agenda is the approval of minutes that are in your packet. We have a couple of sets of minutes there to approve, so you've had a chance to look over those, and I'll take a motion concerning those minutes, or if there are any changes, we'll consider that this time. Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That carries unanimously. All right, we are at the public comments portion of our agenda. And Jessica, I think we've got one person signed up to speak, and we'll call on Ms. Pitts as well.
Justin Smith.
So Justin, if you will, just come up to the podium and just state your name and address, and then you have 2 minutes to speak to your heart's content. So the floor is yours.
My name is Justin Smith. My address is 1607 Davis Avenue here in Tipton. I am up here in regards to the Neon Attic. I am a experienced tattoo artist with over 13 years, award-winning tattoo artist with over 13 years experience. I'm originally from Biloxi, but I've been working in Valdosta for the last 3.5 years. I've grown my brand and my clientele to reach out of state, all over the state of Georgia. I'm usually booked up within 2 months ahead in advance, and I would like to open up a shop that reflects excellence. I sell aesthetics for a living, so I think that should reflect in the shop's excellence, in the customer service excellence, and then the excellence of the artistry that's performed.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll be talking about that under new business. Next, I'd like to call on Miss Betty. Yes, Miss Betty, if you'll come up to the podium as well. And she wants to share some information for us. We got to see Miss Betty the other day at her bell ringing ceremony.
Good evening. I'm Debbie Hicks. My address is now 1 Street. And they remodeled my house outside and inside. And I thank y'all. And I'm enjoying it.
Well, it's a beautiful remodel. It's very nice.
And I've been living in the city of Tipton here since 1957. And for just one, I get credit and thank God for everything God do. Cause I couldn't give myself out. Get a lot of
Well, we were proud, very proud to do that. That was done through our CHIP grant, our CHIP program, where we received grant money to help deserving residents such as yourself get your house fixed up so that you can stay there and it's up to code and it's safe and clean for you.
Well, I'm in John.
And you are in Councilman Kramer's district. Lester, did you want to say anything?
Just an honor to be able to have that program for the state of my district. Very proud.
Well, we were happy to do that for you. And Jessica, while we're on this subject, do you want to talk about the next round of grant money and where we are in the process on that? And
Yes, so we received another award in 2025, and we are hoping in September to have all the official documents back from BCA, and we start accepting applicants for that program. We have a little under $100,000. We have probably around $80,000 left that we can still utilize 2023 CHIP grant funds, and we have a waiting list, and we're working off that list, so they can contact myself or Sherry. She's our grant administrator for the CHIP program, and we get them on the list, and we go through and try to pre-qualify applicants, and we'll take it as far as the money will lead us. So yes, we're excited.
okay, wonderful. And that was, you'll recall, John, that was one of our goals, was improving neighborhoods and making neighborhoods safer and better for the residents and families who live there. So this fits right in with those, aligns perfectly with those goals. And Ms. Betty, we're just very proud to have you with us tonight, very proud of how nice your home looks. And we had 2 bell ringing ceremonies last week, so that was a lot of fun to get to go tour the homes and see the work that's been done. So thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate you being here. All right, our next item on our agenda is a presentation. Cindy Hammond is the chairwoman, or former chairwoman, I believe, of the Tipton Arts Council. Am I saying that correctly? Former chairperson of the Arts Council, or
Every department.
Every department, exactly. So I'm going to call on Cindy and Bruce and introduce your folks that are with you, and let you talk about the presentation. So,
Thank you. I have an audience up here with you. This is Steve Woodham, our board chairman. Chelsea Webster, who is our everything about children, engagement and education director. Georgia is our assistant director. This is our executive director, Bruce Green. Jessica White is a board member, and MJ's on the phone in Sweden. He's a board member as well. So we have a donation, but I want to tell you about a young man. It's a young artist in Tipton who graduated from Tipton County High School last May. And he's at Kennesaw State now, starts classes tomorrow, so that's very exciting. And I think he painted for years, and it was suddenly like he burst on the scene when he had one of his paintings called Singing with the Birds at a art show at the SID. There was a Kiwanis student art show, and the board members were all fascinated with it, and guests came in, and that was when we originated our award we do called the TCA Choice Award. So that was Antron's. And then I asked him, would you come to our gala, which was the next month, and be a guest and bring this painting and let us auction it off? And he said, sure. So we came in and we had no idea what would happen, and it went wild. He told his story, and the painting went for $5,000. So he got half for school, and we got half. And he's painted all through the years. He's done a lot of paintings, and he's won a lot of awards. And the painting we have here is called Music on the Music Within Me. He entered into the Women's Club local exhibit competition and won second. And they sent it to the Women's Club state competition, and he won first. And when he came back, he gave it to me with the Tipton Council for the Arts. And we want to donate it to Mayor Julie and put it in the Citizens Art Collection in City Hall.
come this way first. We've got to get you on camera.
Do I have to do it again?
Yeah, but it also,
Second.
no, they
I got it.
they have on it, but I'm on you right here.
I didn't know that.
No, I did. I know, it is. Okay, so, because we want to see all your smiling faces on the camera right there. That's our YouTube, recording device, so there. So, yes, start.
And Strong Johnson.
We got those.
You've got most of it, but I want them to see all of you, and I want them to be able to see this beautiful painting.
We want to get a picture.
Yes.
Antron couldn't be here because he's starting school tomorrow. His mom couldn't be here either.
But he is the kindest, you get in the middle, Bruce. Anton is just the kindest young man, and he is so talented. And to see the level of dedication to his art, he was very, we met him, and he was very humble and very surprised that his art created this type of response. And it was just so sweet to see him the night that his painting was auctioned, and it went for $5,000. His mom was crying. He would have big tears in his eyes, and we were crying. And it was a very sweet moment. But what it allowed him to do was really tap into that part of himself that is so creative and that is so amazing. And so he's embracing that. I'm so thankful for that. So we will accept this contribution from the Arts Council on behalf of the Citizens Art Collection. And if you don't know about that, the City of Tipton has one of the largest private art collections in our region. It's all regional artists. It is all your collection. It's not ours as the city organization. It is yours as the citizens and residents and property owners of this community. It fills 3 floors of this building. So not only does this building serve as City Hall, it also is very much like an art gallery. There are little brochures that we have that you can grab when you come in. Feel free to kind of wander around. It's a self-guided tour. The brochure will tell you the medium that the artwork is in, a little about the artist, but they're all regional, and so many of them are from right here in Tipton, and we're proud to add this to our collection. So thank you very, very much on behalf of these gentlemen in the City of Tipton and our residents who actually own the art collection. This will be a very nice addition, so thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause. She got it. Thank you. We appreciate this so much. Oh, all right, gentlemen, moving on with the rest of our agenda. Thank you, Bruce and the rest of our next item is the selection of the city manager and approval of his employment contract, and that has been emailed out to us and is in our packet today. Rob or Larry, is there anything that we need to add, or just anything else we need to just go ahead and make a motion to approve, or whatever we need to do? Okay. Has anyone had a chance to read it? Do you have any questions or anything? All right. I will ask for a motion concerning Mr. Shoebridge and this contract that's been presented to us. Okay, so we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, so a motion is second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. 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 Okay, we got it. All right, so that is approved unanimously. And we'll have more about this as we get closer to Mr. Shoebridge's starting date. He won't actually start work until October, the first part of October. But as we get closer to that date, we'll let other people know and give you all the opportunity to meet him and engage with him. And I think you'll be pleased with his interaction. All right, our next item is the ordinance amending the city's land development code regarding the location of tattoo parlors and body piercing establishments. And we heard from Loretta about that, and we've heard from Justin, his request and what he'd like to do. So I'll open the floor up for a motion concerning that ordinance.
Make a motion to approve the amendment.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Okay, perfect, any opposed? So that does carry. So you should be good to go after getting with Loretta. And good luck with everything. We'll be seeing you soon. Okay. All right, we did skip number 5. We're going to postpone that until October. Our next 2 items are resolutions regarding the participation in the opioid settlements with different pharmacy companies. Bob, any updates or anything new on that we need to know about? Okay, so we'll need to take these individually since they are different companies. So I'll take a motion concerning that resolution for the first of all of that list of various companies that manufacture that drug.
Make a motion for approval for line item 6.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? All right, and then same thing for item 7. Those are a little easier. That's for Purdue Pharma and Sackler Family. So I'll take a motion concerning those 2 drug manufacturers. Okay, is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Okay, and that does carry. All right, next is our board report. Jessica, any updates we need to?
It's a vacancy on the URA, and Adam Simmons has submitted his application. He came to our last URA meeting, and the board recommended his appointment, so if you all want to appoint him, that's one appointment I guess we can do.
All right, so we have Mr. Simmons' application there. He is a city resident, and like Jessica said, per our policy, we do like to have the board make a recommendation, and they have made that recommendation to approve. So if you'd like to do that this evening, we can certainly take that.
Make a motion to approve Mr. Simmons.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Okay, MJ or Josh. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? You good, MJ? Okay, so that does carry. Let's see. Ron, where are we on the ethics board?
No, I've not heard back from the state bar,
Okay,
and I will, send them another email.
okay.
I think that several weeks ago, I've been contacted with them, and follow up.
Okay, thank you. And then, Justice, just so I'm clear, the URA board vacancy, we just filled with that, right? There's not an additional vacancy, is that correct? Okay. And we still have a vacancy on the Keep It Beautiful board, and we will have a potential vacancy on planning and zoning. So if anyone is interested in serving on any of our boards, just get with Jessica, and gentlemen, as you go about your business, and if anyone in your constituents might be interested, just obviously send them to Jessica, and we can help them get their application in for that consideration. All right, Larry, you want to go over the financial report for us, please, sir?
Yeah, we have a July's financial report. We have detailed in the summary. I'll go over the summary here.
Okay.
Just briefly, looking at July revenues. Revenue in July was $924,923. Expenditures $1,506,799. With a deficit of $581,876. We're in the slow revenue months of July, August, and September until we get to October when we get the insurance premium tax in, which was probably about $1.5 million that we get in October. So that'll help shore up, July, August, and September when we're shortfall in revenue. So nothing alarming there. But there is 2 good points I want to point out in July as far as revenues. Last year we had, with all the appeals on the property tax assessments, there was $306,000 outstanding on property taxes for last year, and we got in $96,000 in July for those outstanding off that 306. So that's about 1/3 of that. So that was good to see. And also, building permits was huge in July. So that's a good point. Seeing the economy, I guess, maybe interest rates coming down maybe a little bit or something. But they did pick up in July, so that was good also.
That is good.
Looking at the enterprise funds, the water fund, total revenues of $416,339, total expenditures $321,121, with net revenues over expenditures of $95,318. Sewer fund looking good also, total revenues $517,806, Total expenditures, $375,401, with net revenues over expenditures of $142,404. Gas fund also looking good. It's total revenues $368,297. Total expenditures $307,466. With net revenues over expenditures of $60,830. And solid waste total revenues $337,478. Total expenditures $290,660. With net revenues over expenditures of $46,818. So all the enterprise funds are operating favorably, and of course, the general fund will come around in October.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, any questions, comments on the report? Okay. All right, Dave, you want to go into the city manager report?
Okay. Well, looking at the landfill, you know, we have that, the public hearing, you know, on the expansion of the landfill. The county has to have that since it's located at the county, so they will be having that August 28th at 10 a.m. in the county administrative building. And I plan to be there also. So, we had a topographical study done on the landfill because, you know, we're worried about the time remaining in getting the new permit. And that study showed that we'll have about 2 years left. So that was another good thing we found out about the topographical report. One thing we didn't think about was the road that goes up the side of the landfill. We'll get to use that as part of the mountain of landfill. So there's a lot of dirt and all that. So once the dirt is removed, then we can put trash in. So that gives us an additional 6 months to get that additional months there. So that'll help us in the permitting process, because the EPD kind of drags out the permit process, and they won't even look at it till we get this hearing done on the 28th. So all that's looking good. Also, we were looking at getting a bigger packer, but that deal fell through with the Caterpillar and Yancey. So we're having trouble with the excavator, so we're going back to getting an excavator instead of a packer. I think I mentioned that last week, previous week, but so the excavator's down, so we're just going to proceed on getting a new excavator. And next year, maybe we'll get the packer. So just change the plans there. Also, I want to thank the DOT and Ryle. We had some complaints of homeless hanging out behind the Comfort Inn on the interstate property, and they had to accumulate tons of trash. So I contacted Michael Sumner with the DOT and told him that they needed to clean it up, because you could see it from the back of the Comfort Inn, and it was just nice for everybody to stay there. So he agreed that they would come in and clean it up, and I got Ryle to drop a dumpster there, and they filled up half the dumpster with the trash that had accumulated back there. But I also suggested to them that they cut trees down on the interstate there, and they wouldn't hang out there. And sure enough, they did that. They brought in a crew of 10 or 15 people and just rounded them down, so there's no trees there for them to hang out. DOT and Ryle for that. So in the community development, Sparky Glenn resigned, and but Loretta agreed to step into his position, so that's great. We won't have to look for another director, so she'll do great in that position. It puts us in a bind though as far as building inspectors, because Sparky did handle most of that. So I'm in negotiations now with Charles Abbott and Associates. They used to do it for us, and organize negotiations of a contract where they could come in instantly and take care of all the building permits and inspections for us. So hopefully that works out. I'm supposed to hear back by the end of the week on that. So. Also, Dalton, he finished his Gauge 2 training, so he's moving up in his training. There's Gauge 1, Gauge 2, and Gauge 3, so he just got his Gauge 2. And we have 2 new code inspectors, so hopefully we can get them to take the Gauge 1. And I implemented a fee structure. If they get this training, we reward them with additional pay. So there's a Gauge 1, Gauge 2, and Gauge 3 stepping as they go through this training. So we implemented that. Also, we've been talking with Georgia Power about light up at night, about the street lights in Tipton. And we got some numbers back from them. There's 1,018 streetlights in Tiverton. For them to upgrade those to LED, it would increase the lighting 300%. But the additional cost will be about 50% more than what we're paying now. Right now, we're paying $19,500 a month for the streetlights, and it'd be $29,300 to go with the LED. So I think that's a good move for us to proceed on that, to get 3 times the light in the tip. So we can get them to come in and present it, or we can go ahead and proceed with that.
Are they looking at installing any new street lights?
First thing we want to put in the LED and see where we need new lights. Right now, we really don't know, because it might take in some of these areas that are not lighted well, because with 3 times the amount of light, it's going to expand out from where it is presently. So we will go back in after that to see where we need additional lighting. But the first step is to replace these 1,000 street lights with LED to increase the lighting. So, but if you want me to, I'll go ahead and tell them to proceed with that.
Any more, John? Is
Or we
that,
can have them come in next month.
I think that would be better, instead of doing a presentation.
Yeah.
And you may or may not, I don't say this question to them, does that include the street lights, for example, in Josh's neighborhood, at Cypress Ridge, would that include the street lights there, since that's a privately maintained
It's
road?
in the city limits.
It's in the city limits,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the guide we make in the street lights, not throughout the city, so it's all of them.
Okay, all right, we just got some that are privately maintained versus public roads that are private versus
Yeah, the
public.
ones that we pay for, that's what's included in this house.
Okay, yeah, let's have them come and do a presentation,
Okay.
because I'm sure we've all got questions, and I'd like to see what they're.
But it sounds like a good deal, when we pay 50% more, we get 300% more lighting.
Okay. But yeah, see if they can maybe join us in September, October.
Okay. I'll see if I can get that set up. Also on the projects, we finally got RP 500 grant come back from those water mains for LD 24. You know, there's 3 streets we haven't paid yet because we haven't repaired the water main on them. And they're, I understand they're working on Tyson today, and then they're working on Love and Poplar after that. And then we can get the payment done on those 3 streets. The pool with amphitheater's coming along, the roof's about done except for putting metal roof on the top, but it's coming along progressing nicely. I believe we'll be on schedule for the Pueblo Festival
Yes, sir.
in September, and then the ribbon cutting in November, so that's looking good. 18th Street bridges, I think they've got all 5 bridges built now, and all they're working on is the ditch concrete work. So that's progressing along good. And the Agron lift station, they're clearing timber now where they're going to put the new lift station, so that's moving along. Magnolia Ditch, Popco's supposed to be back Thursday to start working on that project and get it finished. I know we're all tired of seeing that pipe laying out there, so hopefully we'll see some progression on that project also. The short fall Renaissance project, I think we have a meeting set up with Danny Divins, with the UGA Carl Vincent, to start a master plan for what we want to do with 10 acres of properties, and that's scheduled for September 23rd. Let's see. The URA and the DDA will continue the interview process for the economic development director that Farmers, Texas, that wants to move back to Georgia. So they're very interested in him, and they're going to continue some interviews, additional interviews with him. So hopefully that works out and we'll get that position filled. Anthony Bailey Youth Center, they had a back-to-school bash about a week ago that was a great success. And I want to thank Georgia Power for participating in that, giving out stuff to the kids. It was a great back-to-school class, so we appreciate Councill for organizing that. And also, the after-school program started back today at Anthony Bacon Center. And financial literacy, they have a class tomorrow night. The taxes, Coronado. Main Street, they had a big, welcoming ABAC students back in downtown Saturday, so he did a great job with that. And the theater had a big show with the committee here at night. I understand people were wrapped around the block waiting to get in, so that was a big turnout for that. And this week, they have, on Saturday, they have up-and-coming artists, just a variety show of singers and comedians, so that's this Saturday night. A lot going on.
Any questions, gentlemen, on the report? All right, any mayor and council comments? Anything you want to say?
I'm good. I just want to announce that I will be seeking re-election, and it's been an honor, so just.
All right, Michael Price? Anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, is there any need for executive session? All right, if there's nothing to come before the council, other than what we've already talked about, then we are adjourned.